Alright, I know you have been waiting for this video. We did hit 1 million TPS with a monk dungeon build, which is also buffing our friendlies in the party. This is hands down the best dungeon build, although the other ones are really close. There are almost no difference. I did test out a lot of different things, and this was the only one with my stats, bear in mind, with my stats that I got to the 1 million TPS, single target DPS. But we also do have pretty good AoE damage. So if you need to clear mobs like you do in some dungeons, this is really great for that too. So this covers almost everything. We might have one better build for raids, but I need to test that out first. So subscribe if you want to see that, and let's go over the skills. So we just use Fist of Thunder because it has more damage than Deadly Reach, so this is just better. And we do have some essences that makes it even better. And we have a Mystic Strike, and we are using the new essences. With this, yeah, it was better. So we're using that one. Then we use Wave Strike. This is just to make your primary attacks a bit better. We are just buffing the primary attacks, and we have some other things going on with this. Then we have Mystic Allies. Cooldown is 15 seconds, so you can probably already tell we are using the new allies. Then the Inner Sanctuary we are still using. The damage increase, nothing new here. It just procs everything that we need for this build. Now let's go over the set items, because I want to go over those before we dive into the essences. We have 4-piece Widows, like always, in dungeon builds, because this just is the best damage dealer, hands down, because we're buffing everything with Inner Sanctuary. So every ally in our Inner Sanctuary, when we use it, gets the 30% attack speed buff. So it's just hands down the best one. If you are using the new helmet, then Widows might not be the best, but as long you are buffing your allies with this is hands down the best one you can have. Now, we don't have any dashes, so we cannot use Gloom Goods. You could use Shalbaz instead here if you want, but we have few ways to just proc continual damage to the enemies. Maybe you have Everlasting Torment, Seeping Bile, or maybe you have the Vipers. But we also do have burn effect from our abilities, so we are getting 15% damage increase almost all the time. Now with Shalbaz you will get that all the time, but that's only for your primary attacks, which deal most of your damage, but still this increases everything. Now let's go over the Fist of Thunder's essences, and we are using Order Without Sin. Now this might seem a bit weird because not many uses this, but don't sleep on this item. I did test this versus Unyielding Doctrine many times, and this is better. This just does more damage than Unyielding Doctrine. Even if you use to buff your primary attacks, this is still better. So that's why we're using this. And again, with Inner Sanctuary, we're still using the old Empathy's Blessing to get the 35% damage increase and to get the 35% damage increase to everybody in our party. And because it's kind of hard to see this, and people don't really like to stand there, and they just run around and do what they want, and it just makes it hard to buff everybody. But now we have a solution for that. So we do have that Inner Sanctuary range increased by 29% for the Falcon's Dive. This is big enough that you don't really need to care about. You just go to the boss, you slap this on, and you should be giving all the buffs you need to your friendlies. And because, of course, the Empathy's Blessing is so powerful, we do want it to last a bit longer, so we do slap on Respite Sight to get Inner Sanctuary's duration increased by 39%. Now, if you have these slots awakened, it is pretty good idea to awaken these and put rank 10 gems so you can have this up almost all the time. So you can basically, when you're farming or killing the mobs too, you can just slap this and just do the cool stuff. Now, Wave Strike will be using Columns of Shiver, so we can refresh our Vitals and get a bit more damage out from our primary attacks. It's not huge damage, but it's still damage increase and above, so this is good. Now, with Mystic Strike, again, Feline Defiance, just for the 30% attack speed, is just godsend. And here is the good stuff. We do have a new pants that will summon a Mystic Strike that summons a spirit ally. If you want to see more about that, I do have a video about that, and I will be linking that on the descriptions. But with this, we can basically have Feline Defiance almost up all the time, because with Vitals, this is almost 9 seconds, and this pants cooldown is also 9 seconds, so this is really good, and it also increases our damage instead of just us dashing for the 30% attack speed. Now, with the Mystic Allies, we are using Shatter Spell, and these will summon a new Mystic Allies that will use Shimmerlin when they come, and if they last long enough, so if you have like Freedom of Devotion, you should be getting another one, and this will cause the enemies to burn, which means your Columns of Shivers will trigger a firestorm when you hit them. So with these two, you can clear mobs pretty fast, because with the Columns of Shiver, you are hitting everything around you, and plus, of course, Order Without Sin also does the same thing, because you drop the ball under you, but now they are on fire too, and everything is burning. You're just doing more damage to everything, so this makes it super fast to clear the mobs, and also, of course, it increases damage to your bosses. Now, we still need to go through the Paragon tree, and of course we are using Weaver. Now, there's just nothing special here. Just go put everything on damage, then you choose if you want to have life or secondary stats. I'm starting to lean to so single stat maxed out. I have every damage slot maxed out, and then lastly I'm leveling up the life nodes and just put everything maxed here. I don't have this yet for some reason, but you definitely should also have this. This increases your critical hit chance by 6.5%, which is pretty good damage increase. I don't know why I've miscalculated this and I don't have this, but you should have this. And if you still need a lot of stuff, like you need to grind dust, and you want some extra gold, if the dungeon is the dungeon where you need to kill monsters, you might kill some elite monsters, but you don't usually do that in dungeons, so this is not as worthy inside dungeons compared to open world, but you can still run Treasure Hunter if you think your damage is enough. Now, thank you for watching. Like always, really appreciate every view, every like, every subscribe. I am trying to go full time if you guys allow me to do that. So every view, every like, every subscribe helps immensely. But thanks again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.